Hello everyone. In this video we'll be looking at a set called archery set. So this set is often rated as medium to difficult in terms of difficulty level, and there's a lot of scope to waste time only if you don't look at options. So in this video we'll be looking at how to utilize the options to the optimal extent. So please solve this set all once by yourself so you'll understand and appreciate the method better. Let's move ahead. Let us first read the question. 6 players T, U, W, X, Y and Z competed in an archery tournament. The tournament had 3 compulsory rounds, rounds 1 to 3. So rounds 1, 2 and 3 are compulsory rounds. Okay, in each round every player shot an arrow at a target. Hitting the center of the target, called bullseye, fetched the highest score of 5. The only other possible scores that a player could achieve were 4, 3, 2 and 1. So wherever there is 5, it means they have hit bullseye in that particular round. Every bullseye score in the first 3 rounds gave a player one additional chance to shoot in the bonus rounds, round 4 to round 6. Meaning, the number of rounds that are played from 4 to 6 is equal to number of bullseye that are scored in rounds 1 to 3. Okay, this is very clear. The possible scores in rounds 4 to 6 were identical to first 3, meaning from 1 to 5 they can get any integer score. A player's total score in the tournament was the sum of his or her scores in all rounds played by him or her. The table below represents the partial information on points scored by the players after completion of the tournament. In the table, NP means that the player did not participate in the round, while hyphen means that the player participated in the round and the score information is missing. So now it's very clear what the question is telling us. Also, one more thing which we can directly get from this question is that the number of bullseye that are scored from round 1 to 3, that is equal to the number of rounds played from 4 to 6, right? So in case of T, it is 1. In case of U, it played 4 and 5 as well. So there are 2 bullseye scored in round 1 to round 3. Similarly, W scored 0 bullseye because it did not play in 4, 5 and 6. So X has 3 bullseyes in round 1, 2 and 3. So clearly in round 1, round 2 and round 3, X scored 5, 5 and 5. So Y has 1 bullseye, Z has 2 bullseyes. So now let's move forward. Let us look at some more facts given in the question. T, U and Y had the same total score, right? Okay, so T, U and Y had the same total score. Total scores for all the players except one were in multiples of 3. So definitely T, U and Y should be 3x because there is only one where it is not a multiple of 3, where the total score is not a multiple of 3. The highest score was 1 more than the double of the lowest score. So highest score is equal to 2 into lowest score plus 1. So from here we can clearly understand the highest score is an odd number. Just keep this in mind. The number of players hitting bullseye in round 2 was double of that in round 3. So number of 5s in round 2 is equal to 2 into number of 5s in round 3. T and Z had the same score in round 1 but different scores in round 3. So let's say they had A in round 1 each, and in round 3 they have B and C where B is not equal to C, right? So I'm not solving this any further. I'm going to directly look at the questions. I'm going to see if I can get any clues from the questions, and let's see if we can solve this very quickly. So let us look at the questions first. What was the highest total score? What was Z's total score? Which of the following statements is true? And what was T's score in round 3? So first we want to know what is the highest total score. So let's move ahead. Now let's look at points 1 and 2 which we have, that all of them are multiples of 3 except for 1, right? And the highest score is equal to 2 into lowest score plus 1. So we know that highest score is equal to 2 into lowest score plus 1. So if we know highest score, we can reduce lowest score from that. And out of those two, at least one should be a multiple of 3. And it is okay if both are multiples of 3, but it is not okay if both are non-multiples of 3, right? So let's move ahead. Highest is equal to odd number. That also we know very clearly. So now let us look at options if we can eliminate some directly. So 24 is definitely not the answer because it is an even number. Similarly, Xyla, if you look at Xyla, we have directly come to this conclusion that in round 1, round 2 and round 3 it scored 5 each because it played all the 6 rounds. And if you see the total score until round 5, it is 4 5s plus 1, that is 25 plus 1 plus something in round 6, right? So highest score is definitely greater than 21. So 21 is not the answer. So now let's look at 23 and 25. In case of 23, if 23 is the highest score, 11 is the lowest score, and both are not multiples of 3, and this is not possible. So the answer is 25. Let us see what is the case with 25. In case of 25, highest score is 25 and lowest score is 12, which is a multiple of 3. So this is possible, right? So the answer is 25. Now that we have this information that the highest score is 25, let us see if we can reduce something from this. So let us see, highest score is 25, meaning what? So minimum number of rounds that are required are 5 rounds of 5 each, right? But if 5 rounds are of 5 points each, it means that in round 1, 2 and 3, that particular scorer has definitely scored 3 bullseye. So if they scored 3 bullseye, they have to definitely play round 4, 5 and 6. So it's not possible for a player to score all 5s and not play round 6. So the minimum number of rounds that are required to get a score of 25 are 6 rounds, right? So in this case, there is only one player with 6 rounds. So Xyla is our highest scorer. It is very clear from here. And Xyla has a score of 25, meaning all others should be multiples of 3, because we came to know that only one total score is a non-multiple of 3, right? So let us, okay, so now we got to know that Xyla scored 4 in round 6. Also we know that lowest is 12, right? So let us see which one of these is lowest. Xyla is definitely not the lowest. Similarly, Z is not the lowest because Z has already 5 and 5 in round 4 and 5, and definitely it scored 2 bullseye in round 1, 2 and 3 to be able to play round 4 and 5. So 20 is its minimum score, so definitely Z is not the lowest scorer, which is 12. Now let us look at T, U and Y, which are of same score. Let us now look at U's score, right? So that will be equal to T's and Y's score as well. So U is able to play round 4 and round 5, meaning it scored at least 2 bullseye in round 1, 2 and 3. Meaning it has already 10 points in round 1, 2 and 3 and has 3 more points in round 4 and 5 and one more round where it has at least 1 point each. So there itself we are getting a minimum of 14, right? So it's not possible for T, U or Y to be the lowest. So all those are cancelled. So W is the lowest, Wongdo is the lowest. And what is the lowest score? We have lowest score as 12. And it did not play in round 4, round 5 and round 6 as well. So the maximum scores that W can have in round 1 and round 3 are 4 each. Right? So if it has 4 in round 1, 4 in round 3 and 4 in round 2, the maximum score it can have is 12, and that is what is our lowest score. So our lowest scorer is W, right? So from, let us see if we can answer any other question. So let us look at question 3. Which of the following statements is true? We clearly know that Xyla is the highest scorer and that is one of the options. So definitely we can answer question 3 because we are sure that Xyla is the highest scorer. So now questions 1 and 3 are answered. Let's go to questions 2 and 4. So here question 2 asks what was Z's total score and question 4 asks what was T's total score. And we have seen that in the beginning itself, the T's and Z scores are interrelated. In the sense, round 1 scores are same and round 3 scores are different. So let us see if we can get some information because we know that T, U and Y are having same scores. So now we know that T's score in one of the rounds of 1, 2 and 3 has to be 5 because it played round 4, right? So either A or B should be 5 and the other can vary between 1 and 4. So the minimum score that T can have is 5 plus 5 plus 4 plus 1, and maximum score is 5 plus 5 plus 4 plus 4. Okay, so the maximum score is 18 and minimum score is 15. And we also know that it should be a multiple of 3. So it can be either 15 or 18 and nothing in between. So let's look at U score and see if we can get something more. So U score is the sum of 3 rounds, first 3 rounds score, and round 4 and round 5. And because it played in round 4 and round 5, 2 of the 3 rounds of round 1, round 2 or round 3 should be of 5 each, right? So the maximum possible is 5 plus 5 plus 1 plus 2 plus 4, right? That is 17. And the minimum is 5 plus 5 plus 1 plus 2 plus 1, which is 14. So now, because T and U should be having same score, we get the limits as intersection of these two, that is T equal to U equal to Y should lie between 15 and 17. Let's see if we can get some conclusion from this. Otherwise, we'll look at Y's data as well. So here between 15 and 17 both included, the only number that which is a multiple of 3 is 15, right? So definitely T's total score should be 15. Okay, so we know that T's score is 15. So either A is 1 and B is 5, or A is 5 and B is 1, right? We'll park this aside. Let us now look at Z score. Z score should be definitely a multiple of 3 and less than 25, as we have seen before. So if it's a multiple of 3, definitely 22 and 23 are not the answers. Now we are left with 21 and 24. Let's look at 21. If Z had to score 21, we know that it played round 4 and 5. So it would have scored 2 bullseyes in round 1 to 3. So its scores would be 4 5s and 1 1. Right? That 1 can be in any of the rounds 1, 2 or 3. So now if it has 4 5s and 1 1, and as we have seen before that T's score is 15, in that case, it will so happen that B should be equal to C, because if both A's are equal, if A is either 5 or 1, it will end up resulting in B equal to C. So definitely 21 is not the answer. So the only answer for this is 24. The Z score is 24. So now that we know Z score is 24, it should be 5 5 5 5 and a 4, right? Now from here it's very clear that T score in round 3 should be 1. I'll tell you how. Now we know that according to T score, when it is 15, A is 5 B, and B is 1, or B is 5 and A is 1. So definitely 3 and 4 are not the answers. So Z is equal to 24 we got in previous question. In that case, Z scores will be 4 5s and a 4, right? In that case, A should be 5, B should be 1, C equal to 4. That is the only possible combination where you get scores equal in round 1 and scores different in round 3. So definitely T score in round 3, which is B, should be equal to 1. This brings me to the end of the video. In this way, we solve the entire question, entire set of questions without actually filling in the entire table. This actually saves a lot of time. And if not 4 questions, if you're able to answer at least 2 questions or 3 questions during the actual examination, it will boost up your score. So always look for some clues in the questions for those sets which you think are difficult. Thank you. And in upcoming videos, we'll be looking at more DILR sets.